On my mind, gotta hustle and grind. Financial literacy always on my mind. I'm stacking knowledge, no time to waste. Gotta invest smart, gotta keep up the pace. I'm reading books, learning all the tricks, studying the market, making calculated picks.
What is good? It's your boy Reckless Raid and Arrow. We are back at it again for another episode of Crypto Portfolio Updates. Before we get into it, let's go ahead and get the housekeeping out of the way. Make sure you guys hit that like on the way in. Also, if you've been here, especially if you've been here more than twice, what are you doing? Go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Don't forget to hit the bell notification and turn all on. I promise not to flood your feed. Lastly, for those of you who are here rocking out in the Wolf Pack, regular visitors, you're already subscribed. Please share the video. Get me out into the algorithm. Let's get some more people over in here. We're not trying to get rich by ourselves. Let's go ahead and jump into it. Get me Micro Machine down in the corner because this is not about me. It's about the numbers. First and foremost, we've got Bitcoin at the time of this recording, which is Tuesday evening, January 27th. For those of you who are catching this at the premiere, happy hump day. We're halfway through the week. If you're not having the week you want, it's not too late to make that pivot. Bitcoin's at $89,076.03. which is great because the last time I got to look at it during my workday, we've been super busy. It was low. It was like, I think around 87 or something. But you know, Bitcoin's going to do Bitcoin things. Good to see it. I'm here for it. And yeah, Ethereum following in suit is back up above $3,000 at $3,012.97. Putting Bitcoin dominance at 57.3% and Ethereum dominance at 11.7% with gas fees at 0.04 Gwei. Let's give a shout out to CoinGecko for this wealth of information that we reference every episode and also where I track my crypto portfolio because I like to know what's going on. Even though I'm not as active in the trenches as I used to be, we're pretty much just buying Bitcoin right now. I still like to know what's going on. It just makes me kind of, makes me feel good. Top 3 trending coins at the time of recording. At number 1, we have Hyperliquid. At number 2, we have Tether Gold. And at number 3, we have Axie Infinity. Moving on. Going to take a look at the top gainers and losers over the last 24 hours. Now, the market has been moving pretty sideways. Bitcoin's been in this little band, this little window, and we've been playing the window, like it's the window that it's been in. And the altcoins, every once in a while we get some triple digit pops, but the altcoins are not altcoining as they generally do during the bull run. But this bull run, hate to say it, it's a little bit different than every other bull run I've experienced because I don't remember this part. So let's go ahead and get into it. First and foremost, we're going to go with the top gainers, and I hope everybody gets an opportunity to bask in the glory of being on this list because it feels good, and that means you're making money. And if you're making money, then I am happy for you because I want us all to win. At number 1, we have it ranked 766, Banker Coin, with a gain of 84.4% in the last 24 hours. At number 2, we have it ranked 159, Pippin, with a gain of 55.3% in the last 24 hours. At number 3, we have a rank 696 per with a gain of 47.3% in the last 24 hours. At number 4, we have it ranked 838 Radix with a gain of 36.4%, rounding out the list of the top 5 gainers. Last but not least, we have a rank 781 MWX token with a gain of 32.1%. Moving over to the top 5 losers of the day. Now, I hope that there's only 2 scenarios in which you find yourself on this list. Scenario number 1 is that you are eyeing a token, a coin, an opportunity, and it is giving you that opportunity by being on the list of top 5 losers, which means it's having a down day and you're getting in at a discount. The other opportunity is that you are actively dollar cost averaging, which I highly recommend for most things around here. I don't jump off the porch on stuff. We move strategically and with purpose. But you're dollar cost averaging, and this is offering you an opportunity to bring down that cost average and buy a little bit extra. Let's get into the list. Top 5 losers in the last 24 hours. At number 1, we have it ranked 727, Accurast, with a loss of 21.6% in the last 24 hours. At number 2, we have it ranked 320, 1inch, with a loss of 17.1% in the last 24 hours. At number 3, we have it ranked 806, Ontology Gas, with a loss of 15.9% in the last 24 hours. At number 4, at rank 742, we have Yay Finance, with a loss of 15.3% in the last 24 hours. Last but not least, we have at rank 786, Ridges AI, with a loss of 14.9%. Moving on, we're going to go ahead and jump right into it, bring up the reserves. I'm going to share this tab instead. So we are sitting, we're fighting to stay above $7,000 in the portfolio at this point in time. We keep buying Bitcoin. We're down 10%. If we needed it today, we will be short $840.61. Those are the facts. Bitcoin is volatility. Volatility is vitality every single day, every single week. It's not always number go up. This is what they don't show you. As we're gearing into the weekend, though, Bitcoin being below 90,000, and I'm hoping, me personally, I'm sorry for you guys. If you guys aren't taking advantage of buying the dip, that's on you, but I'm hoping we're below 90,000 come Friday. So that way I can get a little bit of extra Bitcoin and we can get our purchases in on our amplified Bitcoin plays. That's just me. I want it, but not everybody wants that. They want number go up. They want instant gratification. Ugh. I tell you what, I'm willing to wait, and I love these opportunities as they present themselves. I do take advantage. And I got a little bit of extra buying because we're doing our end of the month deployment. So hopefully we're below 90,000 tomorrow because I got some more Bitcoin to buy. And that's the end of that story, because as it's been in 2026, we're basically only buying Bitcoin at this juncture. I have a couple of other reserve positions on there, but we have not made any moves yet. The topic of the discussion today, Bitcoin's line in the sand. We're going to talk about that. Let me go ahead and get me back up on the screen so we can do that. So what are we looking at here? We're looking at a couple of different things. Bitcoin's line in the sand, which means the battleground in which we currently find ourselves. We're trading in this really interesting window. Now, I personally am looking at a window between 85,000 and 90,000, more or less. I'd say 85 and 95. Let's go 85 and 95 because we see it bounce up over 90. And everybody's like, oh, we are so back. People get excited. They love the green days. I like the green days too. It's not that big a deal for me. Anything below 100,000, I'm gobbling up. But the window that I have set right now in the channel that I'm looking at, we are trading around $88,300. That's round in that area. So as far as when I am buying, I am looking specifically, and this is just for me, what I'm doing with my portfolio and how I'm purchasing. And I've said this multiple streams as soon as I lined out my strategy for how I was going to be moving into 2026. If Bitcoin's below 90,000, I am making plays on amplified Bitcoin, which I am building my Bitcoin treasury portfolio. it's mostly Bitcoin treasury companies. The reason being is on the upside, there will be outperformance. So as we're looking at those metrics, that's where I'm deploying extra money. We are also have switched over 10%, roughly 10%, around 10% every check, as though how the average person saves their money. We're fully invested, but about 10% is going directly into buying direct Bitcoin. Every time I draw from my margin in my investment account, I am taking 10% of that draw and buying Bitcoin. So as we just deployed, it was like $2,780 something dollars. I pulled an additional $278 with my margin, and that is going towards Bitcoin. I think moving forward, if we do the draw and Bitcoin's below 90,000, I'm actually going to start just moving that over and buying the amplified Bitcoin exposure. Just because on those upsides, like that's what we're doing this for. And then at the end of the year, I can lop off 10% of whatever we've done if we're in profit on that, which moving forward, as this is a long-term play, I can de-risk the amplified Bitcoin exposure by lopping off like 10% or whatever and taking that and rolling it into straight up Bitcoin. And I think that's the way that our money's going to flow. So if we're above 90 moving forward, obviously this time withstanding, because I've already sent the money over, so I'm going to get it tomorrow, and it's just going to be what it is. If we're under 90, that's going to go under my additional investment policy as well, and we'll buy the amplified Bitcoin and just keep navigating as such until we get to a point to where we're, just loaded up, like just keep on buying. And the thing is, people will be like, well, what if it drops below 80? And I'm like, if it drops below 80, I'm going to take another 10%. It'll be 20% instead of 10% if we're below 80. Like, what if we go to 60? It'll be 30%. Like, I'll do that. Like, I'm on Bitcoin for the long haul. Like, regardless of what the dip is, I'm buying it. It just changes how I'm buying because I'm fully invested anyway. So there's that. What are the capitulation zones though? Because everybody talks about like, well, whatever, we'll see you at 50 if we're not going back to 50. I don't believe that. The world will be in dire straits. The economy's collapsing at that point. It's got bigger problems to worry about. But the capitulation zones for Bitcoin is in between 82,000 and 84,000. So at 84,000, most of you are going to start giving up. I look at it kind of like going to the gym. The gym's packed January 1st. It's the most annoying time of the year for me, but also one of my favorites because the gym's packed and I get to watch people slowly quit because I enjoy that. I mean, it's, think what you will. I enjoy it. People give up. It's just what it is. They're like, I got this new resolution. It's like, that's not your standard. Like, if you don't make it to the gym, do you work out at home? No. Do you wake up and work out? No. That's just not your lifestyle. Like, it's not something you do every day. They start doing it on January 1st with the intent of doing it every day. But the reality of it is your standards and your regression to your means, which is what your standard previously was, kicks in about the 18th. You're sore. You don't want to go because like when you start using your muscles, you don't feel good at first. It's not a fun experience for most people. They don't like the feeling of being sore. They're not getting the results they want fast enough and their body hurts, so they quit. And for people who come into Bitcoin thinking they're going to get rich next Tuesday at this present juncture, you guys are going to start giving up at about $82,000 to $84,000. That's the range at which you're gonna not want to be in this because you think you're losing money. Which, in most cases, if you look at the red number, technically, I guess you're just solidifying that you lost money, because you needed the money then. If you're gambling with the rent money, what have you. But that's when you guys are going to start bailing. And, we could go lower, but a lot of times people like myself, like MicroStrategy, MetaPlanet, Strive, there's quite a few, 21 Capital at this point, they're in the game, start buying up the Bitcoin that you're giving up with no intent of selling it back to you, because I don't intend to sell my Bitcoin either. As it's the core of my financial structure and it's something that I can leverage. So I'll be doing that. That's the points that we're looking at, though. So me personally, I'm not going to try to wait and time the market and wait for it to touch 82,000 to deploy money. I buy regularly. So whenever I do my draws on my margin, I pull money for Bitcoin. As soon as it hits the account, we buy Bitcoin. As soon as my paycheck hits, it's direct deposited. Part of my paycheck immediately gets turned into Bitcoin. Anything that I get paid to me in my account that I buy Bitcoin in is auto converted to Bitcoin. So technically, I get paid 10% of my paycheck in Bitcoin. I love it. As we move forward, as we get the consumer debt out of the way, we're going to kick that number up as well, because at the end of the day, all the stuff we're doing over here, from my perspective. Now, for your perspective, if you're using some of the strategies and stuff that we're using on our Bag Talk episodes that I'm using personally in my financial life, you can use it with whatever financial core you want to do. If you want to buy gold, you know what? You'll be able to get a little bit more gold probably. Whatever. I prefer Bitcoin. That is the core and nucleus of my financial structure. So everything we do is to buy more Bitcoin with the intent of eventually moving over from being fully invested in the brokerage to being fully invested into Bitcoin, and whatever time I have left working in the 9-to-5 market will be just for Bitcoin. I'm planning on getting at least 12 months of just straight Bitcoin accumulation. That's it's one of my goals, because once I get the consumer debt out of the way and we spin up the full financial engine that I'm building, I'll be able to just generate income off of my Bitcoin with the different levers that I've got. So that's the goal that we're looking for. But that's kind of my little break on the line in the sand. Like when it gets below 90,000, people reach out to me and wonder if I'm okay. I'm great. I'm buying. I'm hoping it lasts till payday. I'm hoping it dips on payday week. And when it does dip on payday week, I'm like just sitting there biting my nails and praying that it lasts until payday, so that way I can get that check with where I get a little bit of few extra satoshis, because it's the same amount of money that goes in there basically every time, and I get to buy a little bit extra Bitcoin. That's kind of where I'm at with that, and my little spiel about the line in the sand. The volatility for me, having been in this space as long as I have, I was actually just telling someone on a job site that I was working at today that I've never, since I've been involved with Bitcoin, looked at it 3 years later and been like, that was a bad decision. Every time I'm like, that was a genius move. I wish I'd bought more. When I look 4 years back, 3 years back now, I'm like, I wish I bought more. We're well above what I was paying for it 3 years ago. Wish I bought more. 3 years from now, we're going to be well above where we are right now. And people will be like, hey, we're going back to 80. I'll see you at 80. It's all over. And we're not. And then they're never going to see 80. And it's like, well, if you actually sat on the sidelines, like you knew what the market was going to do, especially when it comes to Bitcoin, now you never hit that entry. So like, when did you actually buy? That's also a conversation that people who are in these spaces don't want to have. They don't want to give you actual numbers. Like I see traders all the time. I made a few $100 today. And I'm like, cool. Show your brokerage. Oh, I took a picture of the stock. It's like, what? Okay, dude, like crypto bros, like, oh, look at the Bitcoin. I'm pad my, like, okay. Where are you actually sitting? Like you're showing a buy. How much is in there? What's your cost basis? All of these things. And it's like, they're not even tracking it from year to year. They're just telling you about their wins. And it's like, that's not how this works. Like if they were that good, they would have hedge funds. They would not be on YouTube. Track your journey. Stop trying to Instagram your financial journeys, people. That's going to be for the rest of this year, That's going to be my quote for all the people who are not like selling smoke and mirrors or trying to be gurus. I guess you are all trying to be gurus, but like just track your journey honestly and earn your gurudom. All right. Earn it. Just be honest. Show some actual numbers. Like you ain't got no money yet anyway. Like I understand if you're at Wall Street trapper levels where you're showing millions of dollars because apparently people get too hype about that and start making bad financial decisions on their own because they ain't never seen no money before. Crazy to me, but apparently it's a problem. But those of you who are on the journey that don't have millions of dollars in your brokerage account, like give the context. Those of you who don't have billions of dollars that you're tracking in your crypto account, give the actual context. Like nobody timed all the bottoms perfectly. Like that's crazy talk. If that's what you want us to believe. Like I'm not going to believe it. Not going to believe it. So, you know, good luck with that. And for those of you waiting for 50, I guess good luck with that. I think that's what we're going to end on this episode. This has been the portfolio. It's a case study. Obviously, it's me spinning up my financial infrastructure with all the money that I have. So like we're testing that. I'm not rich already. Otherwise, there would be more Bitcoin in there. And, you know, we're building the ship as we go, reaching back out, documenting the wins and the losses, and, you know, a good case study of what blue collar working stiff can do when you focus and don't go around self-inflicting wounds like having bazillion-dollar car payments. Till next week, people, it's your boy Reckless Ray Dinero, and I am out.
Money on my mind, yeah. Focus, got no time for games, nah. I don't play, man, I'm all about that financial literacy. Investing in my future, building generational wealth. Dollar bills, they be calling my name, but I ain't chasing fame, I'm chasing change. Learn the game, now I'm playing it smart. Putting my money to work, it's an art. I'm stacking paper, building my own empire. No more living check to check, I'm getting higher. Investing in stocks, real estate, and more. Gotta secure the bag, that's what I came for.